Audio. Hold on.
Audio.
Okay, how about now? Can you guys hear us now? I hope. Jason, can you say something?
Hi, it's me, Jason.
Okay, I think we should be back. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Hopefully, you guys
Sorry.
can hear me. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? No sound? No sound still? It can't be.
Here it is.
Oh, here we go. We're on. Heather.
We're very delayed.
We're delayed. So, hello everybody. Jason Swoboda's here. Heather and I are here. It's been a while. We haven't been live together in a long time.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Well,
It's been a while.
not just that, but we haven't been live for a long time. Just you and I either.
Yeah,
But
Heather.
it's been even longer without Jason.
It has been. Heather and I, we have been super busy because of our move.
They know by now.
You probably already know. You probably also noticed. You louder. You
No,
probably already noticed also that we have a green screen here. I'm hitting it right now, but
That's
you
not a
probably
green
can't tell.
screen. We're in space.
We're in space.
It doesn't happen like that, Chris.
No?
No.
Well, there's no sound in space, Heather. So it would sound like this.
Yeah, why do you think the beginning of this video was effed up?
Because we're in space. That's right.
Yeah.
Good for you, Heather.
So Tasha Ridner is here, and I just wanted to say happy birthday, Tasha, because it's your birthday.
Oh, my God.
Everyone wish her a happy
Hi.
birthday.
Happy birthday. I feel like we're an afternoon radio show. Hey, we just want to wish a big happy birthday to Tasha right now, who's celebrating her big birthday. Blow out all those candles.
Tasha's great.
Well, yes, we moved. Somebody's asking. We moved. Yes, we moved. In fact, I'm pointing in the direction of where the new Gastlecast room is going to be, but it is not in very good shape. There's boxes stacked. The room, the floor in the room is ripped up. We got to get new flooring in there. It's just a complete utter disaster. Right now, we're literally sitting in our new dining room.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we're hanging out in our dining room. Soon, hopefully, we'll have our new room set up. In fact, the other day, I bought these huge cases that I'm going to be storing my hot toys and other collectibles in. That'll be our new background.
Oh, my.
My good pal, Jake, is going to be making a Gastlecast logo that'll be behind us, which is going to look beautiful as well.
Now, you don't have him working on that right now because you need measurements, right?
No, he's working on it. We have a rough estimate of how big it's going to be. It's not going to be huge. It's going to be just big enough.
Chris is really bad with things. I just want to let you all know this. The other day, we had to measure that room to make sure the shelves would fit and how many he could get. And he plans on doing like shelving like between the two big shelves. And he kept asking me, well, they don't have the other ones in stock, so how many of this shelving unit can I get? So you have no idea how big that sign should be.
We'll find out.
Okay, well, I hope
It's going to work out beautifully, Jason. Can you please be the positive aspect of this video?
You can't
please?
just do things like that. You
It's
need
going
know
to work.
things.
Thank you, Jason.
I learned tonight. I took I hate bifold doors. This is just what I did tonight. I hate bifold doors
Same.
because they just break. So I had enough. Went to Home Depot. My daughter's we repainted her room. So I decided that today, instead of doing other stuff, no one asked me to do this. It's like literally no one asked me to do this, but I'm like, I'm taking these bifold doors down and I'm gonna make them into French doors. And yeah, I don't know how to do that. Even though, because like I'm sitting there struggling, like however the builders made these damn things. And then I finally get everything installed. It's measured correctly. I go to close it and then they close on each other. And I'm like, son of a bitch.
Oh,
this isn't working.
Oh, no.
So I have to like shave down part of the door. And yeah, so I'm really happy about it. The whole situation right now. But I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Don't
I don't
worry
like
about it.
I don't like doing a lot of work around the house because I'm not handy at all. So we end up calling, like, Heather's dad comes over and works on things. Like he hung a new, what was it? What did he hang?
Fan?
A new fan the other day. He hung a new fan the other day. And what else did he do? He did some other stuff around the house.
He's done
But
a lot.
he did all this stuff for us around the house, so much that I can't remember. But it's better that he does it because I would end up destroying this place. I think we
Yes.
both know that. I tried to put on handles on our doors around the house today, and I know they came out okay. But I bet you, I have money on it that they're gonna not work right after a while for sure. Who is making your logo? What is it going to have? Can you shoot me a PSD file of Ghastly? I ask a lot of questions. Rosie Royalty. Who's making the logo? Our pal Jake Carr.
Well, we already have the logo, but
The
he's
logo is-
making the sign.
The logo is this logo, the Gastlecast logo, that one with our heads. It'll probably just be our heads. It won't be the Gastlecast, word. It'll just be our heads. So
It'll be the word.
the word, but it'll be behind us. So it's good enough for me.
Truly Insane said, Heather, why do you think guys always overestimate? Well, I'm not going to answer that because, well, we're not that kind of YouTube channel.
Oh. Oh.
Jarhead
Oh,
Collector
my.
says, so Chris is saying she has to call a man to do work around the house. LMAO.
Yep.
She's calling her dad. So
Yeah.
here's the thing. I come from a family who pays for things to be done. They don't actually do them. That's just how we roll. Because I've run into too many issues of doing handyman work around the house. Like I can do the lawn, I can do all that kind of crap. But when it comes,
You know your limitations.
exactly. Thank
Yeah.
you. And if I'm gonna walk around my brand new house and end up breaking doors and stuff, I'd much rather dodge that and just have somebody do it that knows what the hell they're doing.
Well, the thing with being handy is, like most other things, you learn as you go.
I swore that Heather was gonna just down me big time just now.
No,
but you actually, I survived this.
the thing is,
She's not done dunking. Hold
Right.
on.
Yeah, it hasn't ended yet. I'm sorry.
my dad is very good at handyman type stuff because he has made a shit ton of mistakes. Like so many mistakes you wouldn't believe and gotten so many injuries, and it's probably worth it to just pay somebody to do all the stuff so that you don't F your whole house up and F your entire body up. One time
True.
I forget what he was working on, but he was in a room on a ladder. He jumped down off the ladder. A screw got stuck in his foot, not his bare foot. It got stuck in his shoe and in his foot.
Oh my God.
He
Ow.
couldn't pull it out. He had to physically unscrew it from his foot. And he
my.
was this close to going to the
Unscrew it
hospital.
from his foot
Yeah.
like it was a fixture?
Yep. It was
Oh my
awful.
God.
It wouldn't come out. It would not come out. He had to unscrew it. As
I've had
he was
poops like that won't come out.
did you unscrew it?
Yeah, I had to unscrew my poops.
Bleh. Bleh. Ugh.
But yeah, he's learned many lessons. So now he can do things like hang fans. And yesterday when he was hanging the fan, he said, "Are you sure that the fan is off?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, I need to know where these light switches are." Well, fun fact about the people who owned the house before us, they put light switches, multiple light switches for one thing.
It's ridiculous.
And we don't have just a light switch for the fan and the light. Like, fans a lot of times have the lights attached to them. We have that. Well,
Right.
there's 2 different switches for the light on the fan. And then there's 2 different switches for the fan part of the same fixture. So it is crazy. So my dad goes, "I just don't feel like getting electrocuted today." So, like, even though he's been doing handyman stuff forever, he knows.
He knows he's gonna die.
He knows at one point in time.
If I do this, it's going to be fatal.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't like that. That's smart.
I personally don't want to go out like that.
Plug up my headphones better. I had
To
this
quote-
issue when we were recording our podcast last week.
They're in.
To quote Cypress Hill, I ain't going out like that.
Hold on. What is this?
No, it's good.
It's good now?
Yes.
Well, it must be the thing. I don't know.
No, there's something wrong with the headphone jack.
Wow.
Because it happened during our podcast last week, and I kept turning. we recorded my office orientation podcast for the first time in like 2 or 3 weeks. And we had Morgan on. And I kept turning his volume up because I couldn't hear him in my headphones. Well, it turns out it was a connection to my headphones.
Mm.
Yeah. So it was.
So when you go to play that back, it's going to be Morgan. It's going to be like,
Yeah, it's exactly what it's going to sound like.
Yeah.
Son of a bee.
Son of a bee. Well, so lots of things have gone on in the Funko world since we've been away, but we've been trying to keep up by making videos and things. How have you been making out through all of this, Jason? I know the Batmans dropped today. Did you run out and get Batmans today?
I already had them pre-ordered. I was not going out this morning.
Okay.
So, I wasn't dealing with that again. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Good for you.
Yeah, I had them online, and I think that's where I'm going to stop with the artist series. Are those 4 Batmen? I've had it.
You mean you're done in general with the artist series?
I think I'm done with all of them, unless something like really super cool comes up. It's just like, it was neat when it was just like Star Wars, but then I'm just like, oh, now we're just going, and it's gonna keep going and going and going, and I'm like, ah. And to be honest with you, the whole Boba Fett at New York Comic Con thing pissed me off. So
hey, listen, you had your chance, buddy. We could have had it for you.
I know, and I balked like a moron because I didn't know it was 1,000 pieces.
I really wish that we just would have purchased it, because it would have been good at least to help you, or do just the fact that we got it, to say that we got it, because we didn't get it. And the video
what is that?
Hold on. The video that we made about it, the video that we made about our Heather buying all the New York Comic Con stuff, we recorded her, or she recorded rather, her buying stuff and like clicking them each, for her order. And somebody even commented themselves, I cannot believe, or like, it hurts to watch you guys pass the Boba Fett Funko Pop. And I was like, oh my God, yeah, it does. And I told Heather that day, I was like, nah, I don't get it. We don't need that. And meanwhile, it's a 1K release. Jason collects Boba Fett. I mean, it's a whole mess.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it because I'm like, I don't want the stupid backpack. Like, for that purpose, I'm just like, no, screw you guys. Sell me your shitty backpack that no one wants. Excuse me. But no one wanted the backpack, because they had it afterwards. What am I going to walk around with a Slave One backpack? Who am I?
I don't
You're
really
Jason
care for the
Swoboda.
Yeah, then I have to worry about selling a backpack.
Right. Well, but you sell the backpack for $50 and then sell the Funko Pop for $1,000, because that thing's going for a lot now.
Yeah, I'm a dumbass. Whatever.
We are too.
But I hit a point. I don't want any more artist series, so I'm gonna get these, because now that, like, the black light, I thought they were cool, but now there's 8,000 black lights coming out. I don't know. They should have kept it special.
Black lights are, I don't know. We made a black light video that should be coming out tomorrow.
Is the video itself in black light?
It is. The background's black
otherwise
light.
I wasn't gonna watch it.
No, the background is all black light. It's totally up your alley.
Okay.
But Rose Royalty says, I'm not a fan of the artist series. The Marvel ones are too much with the base and background. Okay, I don't really agree with that. I think they're great. They take
up a lot. They take up a lot of space.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They do take up a lot of space. But
I think they're cool looking, but I don't like. I wouldn't want to collect those.
But if you wanted to collect them, they're I don't know.
And the Marvin Morales made sense. Or Marvin. Sorry. Yeah, that one made sense because he did graffiti. Like, so that was like, all right, that's cool. But Daredevil, I was like, all right, so this is a thing. So all right, we're just gonna keep going. That's cool.
Right.
Well, the part that I don't agree with was it's too much with the base. People were buying 10-inch Funko. I mean, it's not as big as a 10-inch Funko. I don't know. To me, the size doesn't really matter.
Size
so much
doesn't matter. It's how you
right, exactly.
It.
But the artist series Marvel ones are just, to me, they look like vomit. They look like somebody just threw a bunch of, like, writing and character stuff against a wall, and basically you have like this. I don't know. It just doesn't look good to me. The figure doesn't stand out from the background. It just looks like crap. I saw another comment that I wanted to read. They should have a Joker artist series. That would make so much sense, knowing this character Going Ghost says. I think a Joker artist series would be just fine. Yeah, I think that would be cool.
It would be just fine. This is fine to me.
This is fine.
This is fine now. Do you understand?
But it looked like a lot of people were at Target this morning through all the different groups and all that kind of, all the groups that we're part of. Gastlecast we had together. There's just 100 people in the group that went out this morning. Heather went out this morning, but she wasn't looking for that Funko Pop, were you?
I went to Target twice today. It was effed up.
Yeah.
Double Target? What did you do?
Well, this morning I had some returns to make, and I didn't think I would be returning this afternoon. So I made the returns, and I looked at like the Funko and NECA stuff, and then I ended up purchasing something. I forget what it was. Oh, I bought a boot tray to sit by our front door so we can put our shoes on it. And I bought
Sounds French. I bought the boutre.
Boutre.
Hello, cher. I have boutre.
I forget what else I got. I got like one or two other things. And then I got shower cleaner. Nobody cares. But this afternoon we went for hangers because we ran out of hangers for our closet because we have a huge closet now, so we can hang all of our clothes up. So that's what we're doing.
Well, you know what they say. Closets are for hangers.
Yeah.
Ooh. As he drinks his beer.
So we got those, but we saw that all the Halloween candy was 30 to 70%
Oh my
off.
God. Yeah.
So we got some candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me. I have to go get those cocoa M&Ms.
Yep.
That's
what we got.
That can tide me over until I had them until through March. I think I finished off the last ones at the beginning of the pandemic.
Didn't we get the crunchy ones? Is
That's
that what
the
he's talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Cocoa Puffs.
Okay, yeah.
Those are like the best. I'm actually going to go to Target's app right now and order them.
Ooh.
That's how much I want those M&Ms.
They're so good.
Population says they should make a metallic chrome blacklight flocked Chase Sour Patch Kid because that makes sense.
Okay.
I got the
Wait,
NECA.
what?
What's that? You want me to read
what
it again?
is this? What Sour Patch Kid was it?
They should make a metallic chrome blacklight flocked Chase Sour Patch Kid because that makes sense.
Is that like when you drop it on the floor and it catches like whatever's on the floor and you pick it up? And...
Well, it has to be wet first, right? Because,
Yeah, because you fell out of your mouth because you were
Right.
talking with your mouth full.
Right.
And you didn't get a chance to bite that one. You're like, bleh,
Blech.
bleh. So, yesterday was Halloween.
Yeah, it was. You know what? Why don't we just turn this into a heroic nonsense? We might as well start recording this because I feel like we'll talk for a little bit. We're not going to go on as long tonight because Heather and I are dog-ass tired, but we...
Dog ass.
A dog-ass tired. That's right. It's a dog-ass. All right, so here we go. I'm going to hit the record button. Guys, this is heroic nonsense. Enjoy. We're off the cuff. We're off the cuff.
Ooh, off the cuff there, hun.
Welcome to Heroic Nonsense. I'm Chris.
I'm Heather.
And I'm Jason. I'm Baltimore Jason today. Because
Yeah,
you just said it was off the cuff, so I started thinking about that, and it's pretty good.
You're always Baltimore Jason.
That's the insult. The Ravens didn't win today, hun. It's
Nope.
a real sad day. Real sad day. Those purple birds didn't do it today, hon.
Purple birds.
sad.
You know what makes it even worse?
What?
We got home. There were like 8 minutes left on the clock when we were turning into our street. And I was like, Chris, do you mind if I have my lunch? We had a really late lunch, by the way. Do you mind if I have my lunch in the living room while I'm watching the, last couple minutes of this game? And he said, oh, no, not at all. That's fine. So we go to turn the TV on. Everything is completely effed. Our Roku, for whatever reason, isn't working in the living room.
Oh, no.
And by the time I came into the kitchen, I couldn't figure out what frickin' channel it was on because we have Sling TV now. We don't have regular cable and things are crazy. So I didn't know where the hell to find it. Well, I checked. I Googled what
You just Googled what?
No.
Excuse me? What?
What channel is the Ravens game on? And then I saw that there were only 5 seconds left.
Mm-hmm. So you finished it. So that's good.
I'm so upset. I couldn't even figure out what channel it was on because I saw that there was 5 seconds and I gave up.
A few years back, that would have really ruined my whole Sunday. And instead, today, bifold doors ruined my whole Sunday. So,
I don't like bifold doors.
they're the worst.
They are.
And they break. It's like, they're just the worst. So I decided to convert the bifold doors to regular French doors. And the bifold doors, first of all, what was in there was warped. So I knew it wasn't going to work out, and I just should have stopped there. But I said, "Oh no, I'm going to just go ahead and continue to do this," and so I can get really annoyed and sweaty, and that's what I did.
You did get annoyed and sweaty?
I did. I got annoyed and sweaty on my last weekend before I'm having foot surgery on Friday, so.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'll be out. So I remember mentioning I've been dealing with a plantar wart since March. I discovered it back in February. I was like, oh, what's this little thing on my foot? And I just started like picking at it, and then all of a sudden it wouldn't stop bleeding, but it didn't hurt. So then I found out it's a plantar wart. And apparently it's just part of me. It's massive, so they have to take it out surgically. And I get to get knocked out. So I got all kinds of blood tests this week, and I got a COVID test on Friday. So that was fun.
Did they shove that thing up your ass?
I asked for that, and they said no, they don't do that anymore. So
that was a trick question. I wanted to see what you say. Okay.
Yeah, I requested it, but they said no, they're not into that. I was like, that's fine.
The doctor, I'm not into that.
Yeah, if you don't ask, the answer's always no. So it was weird. Like when I got because I went and got my blood test and everything, and then they're just like, okay, so oh, by the way, I'm COVID free. So.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I didn't catch it. I didn't think I did, so I just definitely didn't. So when they said, all right, you got to go in for this, go in for that. Oh, and the hospital will call you to set up your COVID test. And they called me, and they're like, okay, do you want to take it at the building where your primary care physician is? I was like, yeah, sure. That's convenient. They go, all right. What you're going to do is you're going to drive up there at 9:50 and drive around the back and call this number, and then we'll wave you in. I'm like, what? Like, this sounds sketchy. Like, I feel like I'm trying to buy drugs or something.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, drive around back, and then you're going to call this phone number. Then break your phone, get a burner. So that way, So I drive around back, and I don't see what they're talking about because it just looks like a back of a shopping, like a strip shopping center. So I call the number, and I'm like, yeah, so I'm here. I got my nose and stuff. So, where do I drive? They're like, yeah, just drive around the back of the building to a door. There's a door that is painted beige, and then there's a blue arrow on the door. The doctor will wave you in as soon as you pull up.
Oh my God.
I was like, okay. So, like, have your money ready. No, it better be, in hundreds only. So I drive around, and then sure enough, there's a door with that blue like painter's tape with an arrow and an arrow.
What?
So I pull up there, and this doctor comes out and waves me in. Now, this doctor who waved me in is wearing like a wife beater, like a white tank top, and his mask and like scrub bottoms. So he looks like he's like cutting drugs in the back.
What is happening? What doctor are you going to, man?
Well, they apparently just set this up to keep the COVID testing away from everybody else. But it was like walking into like the back of a room. There's 2 recliners and like a hospital tray, and then the other doctor comes around with his mask on, and he's wearing like basically a cellophane outfit, like a poncho.
Right.
And he comes over and he's just like, all right, let's do this.
Let's do this.
It's like in the back room, and he's like, here, read this Xerox copy of everything about the test. And we got to go up there. It's going to feel like you get water up your nose. And I was like, ugh. And then he went in the one side, and then when he went in the left side, that had the more trouble. And then my eyes were watering for the rest of my life, apparently. So, but hey, I don't have COVID. So then I left, and they locked the door.
Behind you? Did you hear the locking noise like Resident Evil?
I'm like, so I leave. They're like, yeah, get out. I'm like, okay.
Bye.
I'm glad that no one like busted the place. There was no raid there for like backdoor. It was literally a backdoor COVID test,
Oh my god.
but not in my back door. Yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you didn't come out and you're like, yeah, they shoved something up my ass. Is that normal?
And they said it tastes funny. Like what? It was no, it was. I'm glad I got it, so I got to tell that dumb story. But I no COVID for me. Sorry everybody.
Yeah, this COVID shit is scary, man. It's things are just getting worse again, apparently, by all the news that we're reading. And I think you also know somebody personally right now. The same person we know lost a brother. He's in a lot of the local groups that we're in. He's also in the Gastlecast We Out There Together group. He lost a brother last week, which is scary as hell because that's very close to home for all of us.
Very young too.
Very young. Yeah, very young. None of this shit is good. And Heather and I, we've been doing our best by staying in, other than Heather going to Target twice in the same day. But for the most part, we stay in and we don't really go anywhere. Heather the other night was like, what are we going to do for Thanksgiving? And I'm like, holy shit, I don't know what the hell we're going to do for Thanksgiving right now, you know? I don't know if I want to go over and pile in a house with a bunch of people, you know, my family. I don't know if that's a good idea right now. In fact,
I've already kind of like called it off. I think my parents are coming over, and I'm buying 2 small turkeys instead of 1 big turkey. I'm buying 2 small ones.
well, that's
good.
That's what COVID has done to all of us. Now you have to break it down to 2 smaller turkeys.
Yeah, but it's gonna work out. I'm gonna smoke one, and I'm gonna do one normally. So
How do you smoke a turkey?
you
give
just
it a
light it with a
cigarette.
match.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
it's like a cigarette, and you just blow cigarette smoke on it, right? That's how you
Going
do
Ghost says my father passed from COVID 2 months ago. Holy crap! Oh my god,
it. Yeah, it's before we get on to the fun stuff. Yeah, that's awful.
that is awful.
I'm sorry for any. I've had relatives that caught it. They had very mild symptoms, and they said they've had colds that are worse. And then there's people who are on ventilators and who are really, really sick. So it's hard to say, and nobody knows what the right thing to do is. So there's a whole bunch of people out there who are just like, "Rah!" Either way.
Right.
So like they get angry when they like. There was a lot of people on Twitter who were just livid about the Dodgers because one of their players, Justin Turner, had tested positive twice, and he was in the game, and then they let him come back out to celebrate with the team's World Series victory. So all these people were getting really mad at the Dodgers, but I was just like, well, that's them. Who cares about what they're doing? Because they're very far away, and if they want to get it, let them get it, as long as they stay far away.
Yeah, I don't know. It's scary because I go and I have a day job, so every day when I go to work, people are showing up. There for a while, it was really thin. A lot of people were working from home, but now that I'm going into work every day, I'm seeing more and more people every other day, every week, and it's getting me a little concerned. I'm hoping they start sending people back home again because we don't need all these people, stacked up in one building. It's just not good for anybody. But speaking of COVID, last night, Heather and I, we went to a drive-through haunted house, which was the very first time I've ever done that. Not probably the very first time they've ever done it in general. I don't know of any other year they've had to have a drive-through haunted house because typically you walk through and people are jumping out and scaring you. So we went to one that was very local to us. It's called Legends of the Fog. And a good friend of mine and coworker, he actually is in it. And he plays like, what is it? Like a carnival.
A clown.
Well, not a clown, but he wears like the top hat and stuff. I don't know.
Oh, the ringmaster?
Like ringmaster. Yes, he plays the ringmaster. Thank you. But it was kind of cool. You drive through and you do all these windy turns and stuff, and people kind of jump out. And it made me wonder the entire time I'm running through this. I kind of wanted you to know everybody. Let's talk about this for a second. Everybody's thoughts. You're driving around, and you have to go at a slow speed while you're driving around. Mm-hmm. But people are jumping out. Now, if there's somebody that's driving that is like a super scaredy cat, and somebody jumps out or does something weird, and they get into an accident, what happens? Like, how does that play? Like, what if they end up hitting people with their car? I thought about that the entire night last night. If I was a jumpy guy,
Because he's a scaredy cat and almost hit about 35 people.
No, I hit 14 people. But I wonder, like, if we're going to continue doing this, because it sounds like COVID is going to go into 2021, possibly 2022, from what I've been reading. This drive-through haunted house thing, I love it. I think it's fantastic. But man, is that scary? Being one of the actors and like a car comes around the corner, you scare them and they end up hitting people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
It's worse than Rush Hour.
Yeah. Are we talking about Rush Hour with Jackie Chan?
Oh no, not that one. The one that you live through Monday through Friday.
Oh, okay.
Because everyone's going back to work, so Rush Hour exists again.
It's back.
There were those blissful couple months where there was no Rush Hour, and it was like I used to tell my children, I'm just like, "Aye, kids, come around, sit around father's feet. Let me tell you a story, regale you." I was Irish. Let me regale you the time that we sat through Rush Hour traffic. It was a terrible thing. Father, what happened during Rush Hour traffic? We just sat there, we waited, and wasted gas.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with that.
But I wonder the whole time, like, if somebody gets scared, they end up hitting one of the actors. Can you imagine, like, the insurance part of that, and like police, like, and ambulance, and everybody coming there to like help this person that's just been hit by a car. Like, I just can't imagine what the insurance policy looks like for this company. It's got to be crazy.
That happens in front of you. You're just like, man, that was the craziest, like, scariest drive-through haunted house. Like, they had somebody act out someone getting hit by a car, and then they had an ambulance full of zombies. Oh, it was great. Yeah, totally want to go back again.
Right.
What do you mean it's been condemned?
The drive-through haunted house was fantastic. It had a live murder. It was incredible.
And, I thought it was fake, but apparently it was real. So, kudos to them for authenticity. I mean, it's great. It's really cool. Yeah. We went trick-or-treating, and trick-or-treating was weird. It just didn't feel like Halloween. I didn't even decorate this year. I was having a hard time with it. It just nothing felt right.
Is it weird to go trick-or-treating because of COVID or because you're in your 40s?
No, because of COVID. Why would it be weird? Idiot.
That's
Why
not
would you
weird.
think that? No, it was different because, everybody kept their distance, and everyone wore masks and stuff, and a lot of people just kept candy on their porch with explicit instructions. And this neighborhood I go to is my friend Patrick's neighborhood. It's pretty lively typically. A lot of the neighbors there will have like fire pits going, and they have like a party after. So there's a lot of stuff normally going on. They still had like a fire pit at the end of the street, but there was, like I said, a lot of people with the stuff on their porch, or a table set up with pre-packaged like Ziploc bags full of stuff. Somebody wrapped Skittles and Starburst inside of like saran wrap, and it took me forever to open it up and be disappointed because it was Skittles and Starburst. I can't tell you, like, I'm looking at it, I'm just like, oh boy, Jesus, why can't I open this? Yeah, and then there was one house that had like a setup, like a skeleton sitting out front in front of their porch, and like it was like roped off, and there was this long like 4-inch, 5-inch PVC round tube going from their second story bedroom to where the skeleton was.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, that's interesting. Let's walk up to this. I'm dressed as Count Jason. I'm like, hello, trick or treat. And you just hear it. You just hear, and like candy just shoots out of the tube.
Holy crap.
I'm like, this is cool. I tell my son, I'm like, here, come on, you try it now. And he goes up, and you just hear, and then we have to like go chasing after the candy. I'm like, this is the best house ever. But we said trick or treat.
So how far did the candy go? Was it like a couple feet? The candy just comes shooting out?
It had good distance. I'll be honest with you.
Imagine you get hit in the eye with a piece of candy.
It was low enough. It would have hit your shin. Like,
okay.
That's how low. It wasn't that high.
Okay.
but the tube, it was something else. So that was my award for most eventful or innovative social distance trick or treating idea. So everyone out there, get some PVC piping if this is happening again in Halloween next year, and we're just
Don't
gonna
curse us.
no, we're gonna shoot candy at people, even if it isn't, even if they're like, oh yeah, COVID, that's like, you know,
That's
you can
so
avoid that
last
now.
year.
Yeah, just take the vaccine. Here, we put the vaccine in gummies. They're in Sour Patch Kids now, so everyone will be immune to it. But here,
Ooh.
I just want to get cannons and just shoot candy.
That's
at
what I'm
kids.
saying. I was going to say exactly the same thing. I really just want to have one of those T-shirt guns, and I'm just shooting out full-size candy bars at people. Can you imagine what that would be like?
Yeah, it's delightful. I like the idea of that. But yeah, it was different. It was just different this year. It felt different, and there were less kids out.
It was
So-
really sad for us because this is our first year in this house, and I was sort of hoping to kind of see what the camaraderie of this neighborhood was going to be, how people, at our old neighborhood, which is only a couple of neighborhoods away, there were people everywhere. Like you'd look outside. I'm not kidding you. Look down the street. It looked like a mob of people, like
It looked
zombies.
like an episode of The Walking Dead.
really
like a
did.
herd of zombies.
Yes, so many people just in like a big clump, and they were just hitting every door.
clump.
Yes,
Big
clumps.
clump of people.
The clumps of people.
Big old clump.
But it was incredible, and again, similar to what you're talking about, a lot of people had things set up out front with the fire pits, and there's one house that had ghost things like outside that moved around, and music and sound effects and all that kind of stuff, and fog in some places. But really cool things were happening in that neighborhood, and I was really hoping to see what this neighborhood was going to offer. But of course, COVID completely killed that. COVID's killing everything. Like, there's no fun happening anymore. Like, fun is at the freaking door. It's unbelievable.
And again, you don't know what's right or what's wrong. You're just going along with it.
Well, because
I
you
just
hear
know-
100 things.
Yeah,
It
I
makes
just know.
me sad.
I just know that it hasn't. This year has not been. Hasn't been the best.
Yep.
I don't know. And look, that's a hot take. I don't know if anyone's thought of that yet, but this year has not been my favorite. When I turned 40 last year, I was freaking out about it. And then I'm just like, I hit 40. I'm like, hey, you know what? This is all right. I sure hope this lasts a little bit longer than like 8 months. This feeling of being all right. And it didn't.
Yeah,
I would say it.
It's the whole thing's a bummer, and now I don't know what Christmas is going to be like. We talked about Thanksgiving. Who knows how that's going to be? Over the weekend, some of our friends were going to get together and have a Halloween kind of get together, it's not a party, but just like a small get together of friends. And I told them, I said, I'm not going to be there. I'm sorry. I said, with everything that's going on, the numbers and all, I just don't feel comfortable. They agreed, and they ended up sort of canceling it. I think they had one person go over just to visit with them. But I don't want to bring too many people in this house. Like, I'm trying to keep the numbers low that's going in and out of our house. Heather's dad was here the other day, and he has like a girlfriend who came by with him. And it's like, even them coming in here sort of freaks me out. Just a little bit.
Just a wee bit. Like the yeah. But yeah, hey, you know what though? We get a smaller Thanksgiving, and maybe that's okay. Maybe we all could use a break. Usually I have like up over 20 people in my house for Thanksgiving, and this year I'm just like, no.
Good for you.
Yeah,
That's a
it
good
sucks
stance to
because
take,
like literally, Thanksgiving is, anyone who knows me, who's listened to me talk about it, Thanksgiving is my, like, it's my Christmas. It's my Christmas is like a secondary Thanksgiving in my opinion. Like, Thanksgiving is the one I look forward to. So to kind of not have it up to like what I'm used to, it's kind of a bummer.
Sucks.
But
yeah.
But I don't want anyone feeling uncomfortable about coming over, and I think that's just kind of where I am. The other thing that sucks is the weather has been crappy, so it can't really, like, hanging outside isn't necessarily an option.
I know, it's
because
so
I only
cold.
have like this little chimenea that can only keep so warm, and no one wants to sit outside and shiver constantly.
Yeah. I hear you. It sucks. It really does. All of it sucks. We have a couple questions here. Going Ghost, are the numbers spiking in Maryland? Yes, they are. They've been
Not
actually...
It's not. It's not like in other places. It's still way below the national average.
It is, but they're noticing numbers that are rising, and we've got to nip it in the bud early, right? So we can't allow the numbers to continue to rise. We want to stop that from happening. How are you guys doing with packing? Angle says. So we could talk a little bit about that if you're okay with that, Jason. So
sure. I'm not packing anything, so it's great.
He's packing.
There's my. So I will bow out of that one.
He's packing heat. Heather, could you grab me a drink?
Oh.
I was just up.
No, when you go back, I'm joking. When you go back.
I was just up to put some French fries and these little dessert things in the air fryer.
French fries. I like that.
For myself.
What?
She's just like, yeah. He's like, yeah, just next time you get up. Hey, have you gotten up yet?
So, moving was
sucks. I'm
was
never
horrible.
doing it again.
It was horrible. It could have been a lot better. We ended up hiring a company to move us, like at least the big stuff. We moved a lot of the small stuff, and it was a real pain. It took us 2 or 3 days to move everything out of the old house into the new house, to include a couple other days that we were just slowly moving stuff from our cars and all that kind of jazz. But it's been a nightmare, to be honest with you. We packed everything up pretty nicely, I think. But when you get into a new place, our transition from our first house into our second house wasn't quite as bad as moving from our second house into this new house.
It was so easy. We didn't have all the collectibles. We didn't have
the first time you're saying.
Yeah, we didn't have a crazy amount of furniture. Now this time, it's like we have all this damn furniture. We have all these Funko Pops and Hot Toys and stuff. And we just have so much stuff. And on top of it, we didn't know like what room was going to be the Gastlecast room and what one was going to be the guest bedroom and all this stuff. So it's like, well, what room do we tell the movers to put this stuff in? And
wait, so is it? You should call it the Gastlecast.
Hey, I like
Gastel.
The Gastlecast.
That's all. That's my. I'm done. See you.
Well, let me put it to you this way. So when we bought the house, we decided we were going to replace all the floor, and we wanted all the floor to be replaced before we actually moved in, so we didn't have to move things all over the place. Blah blah blah. So we had all the floors replaced, moved everything in, and then on the same day that we're moving in, we moved in our brand new bed furniture. Like for our bedroom, which is a new bed and mattress and all that crap. So we moved all of that in on the same day. I mean, I'm telling you, at one point in time, I had to go somewhere. And I pulled away, and I saw 2 big white trucks heading to our house. And Heather texts me. She goes, the people to install the floor, because we had some flooring that still needed to be installed a little bit later. But we have them coming in and finishing up the last part of the floor. And the people are here to bring in our new bedroom furniture. It was all happening in the same room. So there was all these people in one room. It was crazy. It was so crazy here. It was so crazy. And I'm just really glad that part of it is over. But now we just have stuff everywhere. I posted some photos around. I think Gastlecast we hunt together. I posted a photo there. Just stuff. Yes, it's expensive, Angle. Very expensive. It's the whole moving thing is not cheap. That's for sure. But we got a lot done. We got a lot of stuff put in its place right now, but I think there are more things that still need a home than stuff that we've already homed. Does that make sense?
Well,
yes.
You got to look at it. It's the perfect time to assess things. I did that recently. Like I had a bunch of Funko. I'm not moving anywhere, but like you look at a bunch of Funko, and I had like the first 2 Elvises. And like the 1950s Elvis is like worth over $1,100 at this point. And the second one, the Vegas one, is worth a couple hundred as well. And I'm just like, well, I don't love Elvis that much, and they're just putting out brand new ones. So bye.
Right.
So I boxed up a whole ton of stuff, and I'm just like, I don't want these anymore. So because I have Funko everywhere. I have too much. I need to focus. Damn it, focus.
Yeah, we have that problem. We have these yellow and black boxes. It's a black box with a yellow top, and they're plastic, and they kind of clip on.
Those
I
are
think
nice. I know those containers. They're
they
nice
hold about
containers.
40 pops, maybe 30, between 30 and 40 pops. We have, I don't know, how many of them do you think we have? 30.
No, at least 40.
We have 40 of those boxes. That's how many Funko Pops that we have. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous.
That's crazy.
We have way too many collectibles. So in this, like you're saying, I'm gonna have to seriously. Heather keeps saying that I
He's a
won't do it.
liar.
Heather's saying I won't, but I really have to. I have to go through everything, and I'm gonna have to siphon off some stuff. I have to figure some things out because I have way too much. I don't know where the hell I'm gonna put it. And I can't just store it, all these black and yellow boxes in my attic. It's going to fill my attic, and then I'm not going to have attic space. It's too much. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I know the feeling. I guess the food's ready. Heather disappeared again.
Yeah, Heather's
And
gone.
she can get you your drink.
Oh, Heather, don't forget my drink.
I'm not getting your drink.
Can you please grab me a drink over there? No. Come on. Why wouldn't you? Don't you love me? Aren't I the love of your life?
Chris, I tell you
what.
what.
Oh, Heather, put your clothes back on. Heather.
I'll go get you a drink, Chris.
Heather's getting nude.
I'll be a couple minutes.
Heather's disrobing. Will you stop it, Heather? Stop waving your buttocks, please. Come on.
She's disrobing. She's like, "Hey, robe, you suck."
Stop disrobing.
She just disrobed.
She's disrobing. She's busy getting
men.
her French fry. See, we can't do anything without Heather eating and drinking like an animal.
Well, I wanted a snack last night, and the only thing we had, because I didn't feel like getting Uber Eats for like McDonald's or something, so I realized we had corn dogs in the freezer. I was just like, sweet. So I had me a bunch of corn dogs and candy, like a 5-year-old. It was great. It was everything I ever wanted. I had banana and Nutella pancakes this morning.
Nutella pancakes?
Banana and Nutella pancakes.
Thank you. Ooh,
I
that
made
sounds
those
good.
fresh. I had we bought two, like we each bought the Aunt Jemima pancake mix, because I was just like, well, before I said, who knows how long it's going to be before they rebrand it. I said, so we need pancake mix. And then my wife bought one and I bought one. So we had two of them, and I'm like, well, let's make some pancakes finally. So we had some bacon pancakes, but I made banana and Nutella pancakes, and they were delicious.
I like it is, huh?
I like it, the juice, eh? The juice is good, no?
The juice is good, huh?
It was awesome. But I've been doing a lot of cooking. I've been cooking like a fiend.
Ooh.
A fiend. And I started. I've mentioned before, like when this whole pandemic started, I started watching Gordon Ramsay videos, and just like learning stuff to cook. And I've cooked for many years, but like I wanted to get some different techniques down, and like I've been mastering my different techniques for like chopping things and cooking things and recipes and stuff. So now I got hooked on the Chef Show, which is on Netflix, the Jon Favreau and Roy Choi. Have you seen that yet?
No.
It's amazing. Jon Favreau made a movie called Chef back in 2014.
I remember that.
Yeah, it's free on Prime right now with ads. They have the IMDb channel as part of Prime. And that movie's on there. He wanted to be a chef at one point. But instead he went into making movies. So he wanted to make a movie about what it's really like to be like working in a kitchen. And I guess it was during Iron Man 2 when he was filming that, Gwyneth Paltrow brought this food truck to the set, and it was this food truck for Kogi. It was like Korean tacos. And Jon Favreau and Roy Choi, who owns the Kogi truck, they struck up a friendship, and he like pitched him the idea. He's just like, I want to make this movie called Chef, and I want to make it authentic to the kitchen experience. You know, do you want to help? You know, could you serve as like the guidance for that movie? And he says, well, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it right, and you're going to have to learn how to cook. So basically, Jon Favreau went through like working in his kitchen and like spent like 8 hours a day prepping food, just cutting up vegetables and stuff. And then like working his way up, and like he honed his skills and everything. So this movie Chef is about a head chef who works at this restaurant, who like everything like falls apart for him because of like this online spat between him and a food critic, and he buys a food truck and rediscovers his love of cooking, and he like gets his success from there. It's a wonderful movie. Anyone out there who wants to watch it. It's
It's
great.
great.
I highly recommend it.
And Jon Favreau directed the newest episode of Mandalorian for Mandalorian season 2. The very first time he directed an episode.
Really?
Yes.
Because he wrote it. It's like it was his deal. Like he pitched that idea.
Yep, this was his first directing. This is his directing debut to the Mandalorian series, because the other episodes they told you in advance who was going to be directing all of them. If you remember, they gave you all the names.
I thought he had did like the first one or something, or at least wrote it. I don't know.
Yeah. And also, believe it or not, Apollo Creed will be directing one of the episodes. He's actually helming one of the episodes. I was reading about it the other day. I think that's pretty cool.
Carl Weathers or not?
Carl Weathers, come on.
You got yourself a stew, baby.
You son of a bitch. Remember that from Predator?
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
You son of a... The CIA got you pushing too many pencils.
But yeah, so watch the movie Chef. It's fantastic. Then go on Netflix. Jon Favreau and Roy Choi, he just basically made this documentary of them cooking together and like talking, and eventually it's them cooking for their friends. So like there's an episode where they're cooking with Bill Burr.
Oh, cool.
There's an episode where they're cooking with Gwyneth Paltrow, and it got a lot of notice when like earlier this year when Gwyneth Paltrow couldn't remember that she was in Spider-Man. And like everyone was criticizing her for that.
Yes,
it was on. That was the show that she was on. Was the chef show. She's sitting there cooking with them, and but it's really cool. Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr. in one of them, and Kevin Feige's in it. And yeah, they're all just chilling.
How have I not watched this?
Once you get watching it, and you see like the passion they do for food and stuff. The other good thing is they go down to Franklin Barbecue with Aaron Franklin, who's like one of the most famous like Texas barbecuers there is. People will get up to wait in line at like 5-6 in the morning to eat lunch at his place.
Wow,
that's how like crazy that place is.
That's insane.
Yeah, but you just get to watch food people do food things. And since I've been watching that, I'm just like, I want to start cooking more. And I've been cooking like last week on Monday, I made a chicken. I got myself a Dutch oven. I made myself a chicken pot pie from scratch.
Whoa.
And then I made my pumpkin chess pie to go along with it.
Oh my God.
And then the next night I had leftover berries. I made a blackberry and blueberry biscuit cobbler that I just made from scratch. I was going crazy. I've just started cooking like crazy. I'm an insane man.
I love that you're doing all of this cooking, because that is something that I would really like to do, is get better at doing all the cooking, because I'm horrible. There are dishes I've made for Heather that I'm surprised that she's even tried to eat.
She's alive anymore.
Yes. I mean, I can make very basic things like hamburgers and grilled chicken and make, sides to go with it, but I'm not good at making full-on dishes like you're talking about. There's no way in hell.
Yeah, it's like baking is like it's chemistry. You have to like follow things if you want them to go, because you can't like wing bread or dough, because it's going to taste you're not going to come out the consistency that you want. But when you make like main dishes and stuff, you can kind of play around with it. Some of it still is chemistry, but some of it's also flavor. A pinch of salt here, a little bit of sugar here. If you brown something versus, salted butter versus unsalted butter, olive oil, like all these different techniques and stuff that you learn just from watching other people who are really good at what they do. It goes a long way. And it's like, even like my pasta sauce, which is like the thing that it's the one recipe that I know in my head that if you just give me the ingredients, I'll make it for you. Like there's no recipe for it. I watched my great grandparents make it. I watched my grandparents make it. I watched my mother would make it. And then I just made it. So it was like it's just something you pass along to like each generation in my family. It's just like this
That's
is what
awesome.
your sauce, change it however you want to change it. So every generation adds like it changes something different. But since I've been like watching these programs and stuff, I've actually altered my recipe, which is great. Like my sauce is good. Like it's one thing that I'm a pretty arrogant person when it comes to my sauce. Like I'm just like, no, this is the best you're gonna have. Eat this.
Oh my god.
Yeah. There's two things I'm really confident about. It's my pasta sauce and my pumpkin chess pie. I'll put that on the line for anything.
Yeah, the pumpkin chess pie was very good. I had it myself. I very much enjoyed it. It was fantastic.
It was
Thank you.
delicious.
Oh my
It's
god, Heather,
it's
come flying in for that.
You're just gonna cut. You know what? I didn't want to break quarantine, but it's pumpkin chess pie. We got to do this. But yes, but anybody out there who like wants to learn, even like Chris, if you want to learn a little bit more, there's I like those Gordon Ramsay videos that they show just methods on just chopping onions or how to like chop basil correctly and just the different techniques, and you learn how to use a knife, learn how to sharpen a knife with the steel. It's just little things like that took me very far, and I was like, oh, okay. Because now I can just sit there and cut onions without worrying about chopping my hand off.
Yeah, I certainly have to get better at that because I'm definitely not good when it comes to the cutting.
It's very easy.
But I will take your advice and watch some YouTube videos on that because I do know a thing or two about the YouTubes.
You know about the YouTubes?
I do. The last thing I wanted to talk about this evening is my old age.
Oh.
I turn 37 tomorrow.
In a row?
37. And actually, right now, there are 37 viewers, believe it or not.
Oh, my goodness. 37. Chris
37.
has turned 37 years old.
37 years old tomorrow. I don't know how I feel about it quite yet.
I don't know how I feel.
It's funny. About, I don't know, beginning of summer, I was driving down the road, and I don't often think about my age, but I was driving down the road, and all at once, in my head, I thought, you're going to be 37 this year. And it really messed me up for the rest of the day. I don't know why. Number has never really bothered me. When I hit 30, it didn't bother me. When I hit 35, it didn't bother me. In fact, last year, it didn't bother me when I hit 36. But now that I'm hitting 37, it's this weird, spot that I'm in.
Well,
Like,
you don't
I'm
drink
about to hit-
anymore. That's
No.
the problem.
Well,
you don't
yes.
you don't drink anymore, so how are you
That's
going
right.
to deal with this?
So now I'll be turning 37. I'm 1 year closer to 40, but I hear really good things about 40. And
Yeah, once you actually hit 40, it's great.
I love the film This Is 40. So I figured that I'm going to love being 40. I think
Wait,
that's going to be
who
a good
looks at the butthole? Was it him looking at her butthole?
thing. No, he was
No, it
looking
was
at
her
his
looking
own.
at his.
Well, he had a
Okay.
mirror, remember?
Yeah, I remember the mirror, but then they called the other person in to look at the butthole.
Right. And, it's interesting. Shane Millett says, time to act your age and lose the hat. No, never. Never, never, never. I will never lose my coolness because there is a coolness to me.
What's funny though is he doesn't always wear a hat. If we go to record the Gastlecast, he's like, "Okay, come and get me a hat. I need a hat." And I'm like,
Well, sometimes it depends. Like
no,
if it's a long day of
9
work.
out of 10 times, we're putting on a hat.
Is that like putting on the Ritz?
Yes.
No, it's just a
If
hat.
you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Putting on my hat.
Chris's midlife crisis. At least you're not the 40-year-old virgin. Hey,
How do you know?
Heather and I still haven't gotten down. Well, they know I have a kid, so unfortunately, that joke's not going to work. Jen,
But that can be done artificially.
Jen Lou says. Jen Lou 100 says, "Wait till 60." Are you 60? Are you just saying wait till 60? I don't know where that's going.
Just throwing numbers out there. Wait till you're 80.
Wait till you're
All right.
70. Wait till you hit 50 and you have pain in places you never knew was there. LJ the Geek says, my father told me that right when you hit right around, I think he told me 35 years old, you start noticing things going downhill. And that is 100% accurate for me. I noticed that I'm just not the way I used to be. I could tell that when I sit down on the floor for a long time. Now, although I'm not super athletic or anything, but when I sit on the floor for a long time and I'm hunched over, like today I was building Heather a piece of furniture. When I went to stand up, I was kind of stretching my back out as I stood up, and I'm going, and I even made that noise. as I'm getting up, and I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm old. What happened?
No, you've been also moving for like 2 weeks.
I don't
So
know. I'm
you
just
your body, you're already weakened at certain points. It's certain things you're gonna notice next is that like certain diet items are gonna hurt you.
yeah.
So like I learned a long time ago. My mother learned she was having horrible knee pain, and she eliminated Diet Coke from her diet, and her knee pain went away. And then she started drinking Diet Coke again, knee pain came back. She stopped drinking Diet Coke, knee pain went away. So she hasn't had that problem since then.
Weird. I've never heard of anything like that before. That's
Soda
interesting.
is really bad for you.
It is.
But
it really is.
it was specifically like the diet soda. So it was like very weird. And occasionally if I drink cola of some kind, my kidneys hurt because I have kidney stones and it like aggravates them. If I drink too much coffee, my back will hurt from my kidneys.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's not fun.
Also cashews are like like they're inflammatory. So like when like COVID started, I was eating nothing but like nuts and like cashews, and like I would wake up and I would like my hands and my joints would like be in pain. I'm just like, why am I in so much pain? And my wife's like, cashews, they're inflammatory. And I went, no, you can't take cashews away from me. But I stopped eating cashews, and guess what happened? They were fine again.
That is weird. I mean, I don't want to pay attention to any of this.
Yeah, there's certain diet, like things in your diet, like will totally mess you up. Like if I eat McDonald's, like it just physically, like I get pain, but I'm willing to work through that pain for McDonald's because I love McDonald's. So there you go.
Really, you like McDonald's? I'm not a McDonald's fan. I've never been.
And in fact, this morning, after I watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, because it is November, hallelujah, I put on The Founder, which is the Michael Keaton movie about Ray Kroc.
Yes.
Did you see that before?
I have. It's good.
It's a great movie. The scene where the McDonald's brothers are talking about how they started their business is one of the best edited scenes I've ever seen in a movie. Like it is so well done. It's one of the best. So I dig that a lot.
It's a great movie. I got to go back and watch that again. It's been quite a while.
Watch we're giving you a lot of things to watch today. You got Chef, you got The Founder, and The Chef Show. So get with it. It's all about food. Well, but man, that made me want a McDonald's double cheese.
Heather was asking me, what do you want for your birthday? And again, this is another thing. We're getting old. You don't really know what to say, you want for your birthday. But I told her not to get me anything because we've been moving so much. There's been so much going on.
But guess what he said today?
You're 37. You don't need a present anymore.
Exactly, right?
No,
exactly.
Guess what he said?
What?
Hey, you get me something cool for my birthday? I said, no, I didn't get you anything. You told me not to. You didn't get me anything for my birthday?
Heather doesn't understand me screwing around with her. I do this all the time.
No, it happens all the time. No, I don't fall for it. You're serious, and then you realize that you're absolutely ridiculous.
No, the only thing that I want is a nice dinner. That's all I want.
We're gonna flash back, and it's just like, you didn't get me anything for Easter. You didn't get me anything for St. Patrick's Day. You didn't get me anything for what's today? Veterans Day.
Well, Heather, if you don't get me anything for my birthday, I'm just not gonna be happy with you for the rest of my life. So I just want to know that.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Well, that's not much longer because you're now about to be 37.
Oh my God.
You're getting very old.
Oh
Chris.
my God. Magic Man 2019 says Chris is a kid at heart. That's true. I mean, look at me. I'm running a toy YouTube channel, and I love toys. I love.
You were gonna say Empire, weren't you?
Yes, a YouTube Empire. Empire. I don't like Burger King, but I like
reference.
I don't like Burger King, but I like McDonald's. McDonald's is way better than Burger King.
I don't like
trash.
Burger King is just like why did they survive and not like Burger Chef or any of these other places?
Right.
It's Burger. The last time I had Burger King, I regretted it forever.
Dude,
I still regret it.
That's so funny that you're saying that because the same thing happened to me.
Yeah. their breakfast, and like it ruined my life.
I
Like you
had
hear people who are just like, yeah, I got on heroin and it ruined my life. It's just like, well, I had 2 croissant sandwiches and that wasn't really good. That was a bad idea to have
Oh my
2,
God.
let alone 1.
a few years back. Well, actually, it's been about 5 years, a little over 5 years now. I got food poisoning.
Mm.
From sushi. It was the one time I strayed away from my sushi place. Got food poisoning so bad. And for a week my stomach just felt like someone was stabbing it with a knife or something. It was painful. It wasn't like nausea. It was like pain, like hardcore pain. It was so weird. So I could only eat very mild, like bland foods. My first meal, once my stomach started to feel back to normal, was breakfast from Burger King. Oh my God. I regretted that decision. I felt almost as bad as when I had the food poisoning. It was so awful.
That's
It was
horrible.
it was awful.
That's like drinking too much and having a hangover that lasts like 3 days,
Mhm.
and then your first drink back is like Jägermeister.
Ugh.
You know what? I'm gonna get back into it. Ugh.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Jaeger grosses me out so bad. I have stories about that you guys don't want to hear. It is nasty.
buddies of mine and myself were heading to Westchester, PA for a concert there. Bam Margera put on a show there. And this has been, I don't know, back 2013. We get halfway there, and my buddy was like, I want to stop and get something to eat. So we stopped at Burger King. And I just got an order of onion rings because I do like their onion rings. I ate these onion rings. That entire show was ruined for me. I was so sick the entire time. My stomach was torn up. I remember having to drive all the way home feeling like nauseous. It was horrible, and I have not eaten there since. It's just the worst.
We did stop there to use the bathroom one time,
But we
and
did not eat there.
Chris was very hesitant about even that.
The last time I was at Burger King, I had to use the bathroom.
Right.
Well, that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to use the bathroom. Oh, misunderstood.
I didn't even want to give them my poop.
When we were in the only time I've been in New Orleans, I had a really good time there. We're chilling out on Bourbon Street, and it was just one of those nights that you just go out there and just get inebriated. But there used to be a Crystal Hamburgers, and it was Crystal with a K.
I remember Crystal.
K-R-Y-S-T-A-L.
Yeah.
And we all ate there. It's me and this group of friends, and it was the night before we left. But like the hamburgers, they're like White Castle, but like White Castle is basically like a 5-star restaurant compared to Crystal. It was like eating gray. We referred to it as gray matter because that's all it was. It was gray, and they had the onions and stuff on it. And I remember in the airplane the next day, I went to go take a leak, and it smelled like onions from the burgers. It's awful. And I'm like, why is this happening to me right now? Onions aren't supposed to go through there.
No.
That's bad.
No.
That's very bad. So yeah, no, I think they closed. So they're no longer even there.
Yeah.
Good.
Screw that place.
I remember Crystal's. Crystal's was not. Crystal's had the small hot dogs and small hamburgers, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they should have nothing. I'd rather eat at Burger King.
Ugh. Oh my God, LJ the Geek is making me sick. He goes, Crystal's is gross. The meat tastes old. Oh my God, that's the worst. That is the worst sentence I think I've read my whole life.
It makes I tell you, it makes me long for a place we had in Baltimore called Little Tavern Hamburgers. Those were the bomb, and there is still the closest thing you can get to it is a former Little Tavern. It's in Laurel. It's run by these ladies, and they still make the hamburgers there, but they also do fried chicken. But it's super good if you still want that. And I can make little death balls as well. So
is it the bomb.com?
It's the bomb.org. You're gonna org when you have one. But they basically just take like the dried onion flakes and reconstitute them in some water and make them onions again. That's the secret. That's a little secret.
Yeah.
A little mustard, a little salt and pepper, on a tiny little roll. That's it.
Sounds like trash to me.
Whoa.
Trash. All right. Well, we've had yet another wonderful episode of the Heroic Nonsense Podcast. If you want to check out Heather and I, and you're listening to this elsewhere and you've never heard of the Gastlecast, go and check out the Gastlecast on YouTube. You can find us on Instagram, where we post all of our most up-to-date news at Gastlecast. Also, we have a great group on Facebook. If you're a collector, head over to Facebook, join Gastlecast We Hunt Together. It's a great group full of great people hunting together.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's all I got.
Yeah, and you can find me online at Swoboda Fett. I have a YouTube channel, I have an Instagram account, and a Twitter account. Yay!
Holy.
Also, you can find me at $7 a pop. I do all the videos for them and all the social media. So if you've talked to anybody on there, it's probably me.
Ooh,
I'm that guy.
He's the man.
Yes, I am Z-Man. And if you need me, I'll be watching Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, especially after I'm laid up because of my surgery. That's what I'm going to be doing, I think, all week.
I just want to say $7 a pop is such a wonderful company. God, they make the best. They make the best hard stacks in town. I just want to say that for Funko Pops. And soft stacks, but the hard stacks, those
Chris
armors,
prefers it when it's hard, not
that's right.
soft.
Those armors are ridiculous, by the way. I just want to say, with the magnetic tops on them, unbelievable.
Yeah, and we've just about run out.
Yeah,
We're waiting for a next shipment. Thanks, COVID. Thanks. Thanks for delaying things.
Rose Royalty says, "You work at $7 a pop?" ?
Yeah, he's their YouTube guy.
I think they're making a joke.
Oh.
No, I don't think so.
Well, in case you haven't noted, go to their YouTube channel and look at this beautiful face that you see. Unless you're listening to this, and then you can hear this beautiful voice.
There you go.
See the beautiful face attached to that beautiful voice.
Yes, Count Jason had his 5-week run, and he is now resting in his coffin.
Yeah.
Until next year.
The best thing about Halloween yesterday was when we asked, my son what he wanted to be, and he said he wanted to be Count. He wanted to be like Count Jason.
Oh, that's awesome.
So him and I were both dressed as Count Jason, but he was Count Brian.
I love that.
So that was really sweet. And I got to, and his hair is magnificent, by the way. I put like product in it to spike it back, and he has better hair than me, and I was a bit envious. I'm looking at him just like, Jesus, look. I'm going to my wife and look at his locks. I'm like, look at this beautiful hair, and I'm like styling it and everything.
That's awesome.
Like, this kid's gorgeous.
I agree. He's adorable.
He is adorable,
and he has great hair.
Yes, the hair is amazo. So
well, both you and your wife have good hair, so what do you expect?
We're just a family of good hair.
You really are.
A good hair gene.
We've got the hair.
But I will, because of my little foot surgery, I will most likely be out of commission next week. So you won't see me next week.
This is the last you'll see of Jason. Maybe we'll have just a picture of you floating around in some of our videos.
I could do like a phone call, calling into the hello. I could do that. I could make a phone call. I just don't.
Oh, that would be great if we had you make a phone call and it sounds like it's actually coming through like an old phone. That would be fantastic.
Hello, it's me, Jason. Marty. I've gone back in time.
I got a hurt foot. See,
I'm in the future. You should see it. It's crazy. Everyone's wearing masks. Jason, that's right now. Son of a bitch.
Donald Trump's president. What?
Yeah, and by the way, everyone, if you didn't vote, you probably should do it so social media can stop telling you to vote. Because for God's sakes, man, I'm so sick of Facebook and Instagram reminding me to vote. I did it. I dropped it off. I'm done. I did it.
I did a horrible thing, man. I went and I got a mail-in ballot because I was like, well, we're going to be in the middle of a move and I don't really feel like waiting in line with a bunch of people. I didn't even know early voting was a thing. That's how not in tune to anything that I am.
Did you forget the ballot?
I have no idea where the hell it's at. I have no idea. And apparently you can't go and vote in person without the mail-in ballot if you requested one.
Heavens.
Yeah.
It's great. This year they allowed you to print it, fill it out online and print it out and drop it off.
Oh.
That's what I did.
I didn't even know about that option.
Oh, it was glorious. If they could just do that all the time. It's weird. At my voting center, they put the drop-off box near a porta potty, so I didn't know where to put it.
Oh.
I was just like, I hope I picked the right one.
Does it really matter?
Yes,
No.
the whole thing's going to shit anyway. Might as well throw it right in.
Yeah. So I did it. I did it like I've been doing every year. So there you go. Even when there isn't an election, I vote on something.
That you have to.
You have to just vote on something. Like next year, I'm just gonna vote, and they're gonna be like, "But there's no election." I'm like, "I don't care. I'm voting.
I'm voting.
Can't stop me. It's my right."
I'm
Who
voting
are
for
you
no
voting
more.
for next year?
I'm voting for pineapple and bake. I'm voting for Hawaiian pizza.
Good. That's what I like to
I was gonna say he's voting for no more Burger King because Burger King is trash.
Even if like Burger King came out with a Hawaiian pizza, I'd be like, "No, bro, no dog." Unless, all right. So the one thing Burger King did have that I liked back in the day was Burger Buddies. Those were yummy.
What's that?
They were tiny burgers, and
Oh.
they used to come two like you used to get two of them, and they were called Burger Buddies. And I was like,
That's
"Oh,
cute.
that was a long time ago."
God, I thought he said Burger Bunnies. I was
No.
like, Burger
No,
Bunnies.
they didn't make that. And they used to have, back when I was in college, they used to have the Big King, which was basically their version of the Big Mac with no bun in the middle. And that was yummy. But they shrunk, like their double cheeseburger shrunk to like, it's like your fist. It's tiny. It's nothing. Boo. Boo.
I like the
Boo.
chicken. I like the chicken fries. That's what I was into.
You know what else they had was the dipping sauce that was flavored like apples.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Why is
It
that
was
good?
No, it wasn't
I
good.
thought, it sounded like you were trying to say it was good.
No, it tastes so. Think of a green apple lollipop, right? That
Oh,
fake.
I hate it already.
Yeah, the fake apple flavor. It was literally that, but in like condiment form, and it was
But-
like bright, translucent green.
Eh.
It was really
Welcome
disgusting.
to.
I'm gonna just like my son that one time. He looked at me because he got sick, and he goes, "Daddy, I'm gonna throw up." That's how I feel right now. I'm gonna throw up.
Hey, dip your fries in apple stuff.
Yeah.
It was so weird. I didn't understand it.
And then when you're trying to clear the bathroom of your scent, spray this apple stuff.
So disgusting. It's just the worst. Literally the worst. Okay. Well,
We talked about poop.
yeah,
We did
exactly.
it. We did it.
We finished this episode out properly. Guys, we will catch you next time.
Bye.
All right.
Bye-byes. Bye, hun.
Hold on a sec. All right.
Just
Well,
replay the bye.
bye.
Hey.
Okay.
Bye,
well,
Herd.
I don't even know what episode this was. It's been so long. I'm just gonna say season. Let's see. Heroic. Nonsense.
Herois.
Herois. Herosi. Herosi nonsensices.
I like the idea of having you phone in on an episode. I got to figure out how we're going to do that. Mark,
What do you mean? I don't understand.
he's going to phone in, and it's going to be like his face in the corner of the screen. It's going to be like a gif of a phone ringing, and it's going to be like his, because he's going to be down and out. So it'll be him calling in during one of our episodes.
I'll be like, hello, is this the Gastlecast? Hello, first time, long time.
Oh my God! Yes, do that.
And I could call up as, hello, this is Al Pacino. First time, long time. I noticed you've been talking about a lot of movies, but you don't mention mine.
What did we say the other? So we did a podcast the other night, the office orientation, and we were on there with Morgan. And what did we do? We did a donkey thing for a minute, and we said
Yeah.
we all tried to do it at least once to see if we could do it, and we sounded so stupid. I was like, man, we should just call Jason right now and have him say it.
I would have done that. Even if I was asleep, I would have waken up and I've been like, hold on. Let me just go downstairs. You hear me? Shrek! All right, I'm gonna go back. I go back to bed now. I don't know why I wouldn't hang up until I walked back up the steps, but that's what I did.
I needed that. You made me laugh so hard. I think I did a small fart. That was good.
Oh my goodness, that's terrible.
A small fart. We didn't talk about Sean Connery passing away.
Oh no, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
But apparently he had dementia. They said so. That's sad. It's always sad when stuff like that happens. I've seen people go through that, of family members and stuff, and it's unpleasant. It's unpleasant, especially for someone as as big as Sean Connery was.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying how big of a shithead he is in real life, like how he was in real life. I didn't know that.
Sure. He was always just like, you have to slap a woman across your eyelids. It's the only way that you can really dominate her. He was big into that. He never like grew out of that. You have to slap a woman. That's what you do. But it was like, everyone's just like, he's just being Sean Connery.
Yeah. Of course, I didn't know any of that until he passed away, unfortunately.
That and the fact that he completely ruined League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah.
I want to remember him as Indy's father. So
same here.
Come here, Junior.
And
then he was the medicine man. We found the cure for cancer.
No, like when he was on
rainforest.
Remember when he was on The Rock?
That was right.
Great. That was great too.
We're in Alcatraz.
He's playing both sides.
And now I'm a Highlander. That's right, Connor McLeod.
Highlander. Okay.
And he was Crawl. He did everything. And the Hunt for Red October.
I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Look, we found Red October. We were hunting for her. This is my Russian accent. This is my Scottish accent.
It all sounds the same.
It all is a shame.
That's it. Heather has to eat her French fries. She's literally losing her mind next to me right now. Yeah, she is. You have no idea. She's losing her mind. She wants these French fries so bad. Guys, thank you for tuning in and hanging out with us. It's been a long time. Glad to be back. We'll be back probably this Wednesday for another live. If not Wednesday, we'll be back on Sunday to hang out with you once again. Jason, hopefully you're still up for hanging out next Sunday. And if you're not, that's okay. We understand.
Well, it's the Gastlecast.
That's right.
Now, apparently, like, whatever medicine they're giving me, it's gonna, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I would love to call in, and I'll call in as Sean Connery.
That'd be great.
Hello, it's just Chris and Heather Gast. Welcome to the Gastlecast.
That'd be great. Guys, we will catch you next time. Remember, I didn't do it. I always forget.
Do it.
Remember, as always, we are together, yes. We'll catch you next time.